start over.
Oh, let's start over. Good Lord.
Okay, you start.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Happy Hour with
Ruth,
and
what's your name
Roxy.
again?
I don't know. We got to come up with a script, I think.
We're gonna have to practice this.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's
Yes.
been a couple. It has been a couple of weeks because it's been a couple of
Well,
weeks and a couple of weeks.
it has been a couple of weeks. And this is episode number 75, I think.
9,040, 12.
So we've had 75 opportunities to practice, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
No,
probably more.
this is 76 we're recording now.
Okay,
We still can't get it right. In fact, I think we're getting it
wronger,
wronger
wronger.
than we used
Anyway,
to.
we're here and we're back.
We're here.
And we did we already apologize for not showing up whenever it
We
was
did.
2 weeks ago? Okay.
We did because
See, I have a guilty
We
conscience.
thanked Terry for noticing.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I forgot about that. Okay, so what are you drinking, Roxanne?
I am right now drinking a Corona Zero because they are delicious. That's, I think, the Corona Zero
Refreshing,
and the
right?
Guinness Zero are, yeah, they're
Yeah.
very refreshing and very delicious. And I feel like I should not drink alcohol, except I will for my next one, will be a different beer. And then I'll tell you what it is. What are you
Okay.
drinking?
I've got, because at the bubble party, and I've got to reach it, everybody brought me bubbles.
Oh,
It's a Prosecco.
oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's a La Marca.
La Marca.
Yes. But yes.
Prosecco is so nice.
Yes. Yes. So
Bubbles.
what do I have? It's a really interesting thing to think about how the world is shifting a bit.
Hmm.
And in interestingly enough, leading up to what we're going to maybe talk about today is since I've stopped watching cable news 24/7, I now give
Hmm.
myself a couple hours for two trusted ones I like, one in the
Hmm.
day and one in the evening. Um, I no longer care so much about the day-to-day stuff, that the crap that goes on. What I care about is democracy and who's fighting for it and how
Hmm.
it's going
Hmm.
and what I can do to help. But it was an interesting thing. I thought the other day, it's like, wow, this isn't, it doesn't have my brain 24 hours a day anymore.
That is so interesting, Ruth, because I've noticed that, but I didn't know that you'd stopped watching that much. But what
Yeah.
I noticed was that you're not commenting as much about things.
Yeah.
And I think maybe what that means is that the level of like the internet is all about stirring up
Yeah.
outrage, right? And we all feel it. We all
Yeah.
love to get all head up about something
Yeah.
dramatic, right? That
Yeah.
we care about. And yet that's not an easy way to live. That's not and absolutely we need to be passionate about things that are important, but
Yeah.
when it's drip, drip, drip all the time,
Yeah.
constantly, and there's
Yeah.
nothing much you can do about it except feel the outrage, feel your
Yeah.
blood pressure go up,
Yeah.
that's not good for anyone.
No,
And
and I
that's
think
what I
it's
noticed differently about you.
oh well, and that's it's interesting also, gummies. They make
Mm,
everything get a little softer.
yeah,
But I also
true.
think it's the outrage that you're feeling. You become addicted to it, and it's almost a righteous,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
a why isn't everybody speaking up? And the
yeah,
fact is that's not the capabilities of everybody,
yeah,
and you got to focus on what your job is.
yeah.
But I think it's so easy to become enraged that you say, you think you're doing all this stuff, and really you're just feeding the monster of anger.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
But it is really interesting because I watched the Obama Presidential Center opening
Oh,
yesterday.
okay. Okay.
Oh my goodness. And their speeches, I mean,
Yeah.
they are strong then, and they didn't pull any punches about things, but like the inspiration of it.
Yeah.
And ever since we came here, that's what I wanted to do, right? Is kind of shifted away from
Hmm.
look at everything bad in the world to I'm fully aware of everything bad in the world,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
look at the joy we can make over here,
Right.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Because
Focusing. Yeah.
two
Just,
things can be true.
yeah. Shifting the focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for
But
sure.
there was actually a meme on Facebook that was kind of this. It was, you know, somebody said, I stopped focusing on feeding the dragon and started focusing on the garden I wanted to plant, right?
Mm,
Or the garden
yeah.
that tending the
Yeah.
garden I had or something like that. And it was like, that kind of makes sense because you can do both if you find the balance.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's
And
true.
honestly, watching it right now, if you wrote it in a movie script, that they would laugh you out of the room.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, it's a
Bless
strange
their
place.
little hearts.
Bless their little hearts.
That's what we'll say.
And
And
the
Hunter Biden. Let's just before we jump
oh,
into it, Hunter Biden,
oh
because
yeah.
what you got stuff?
Well,
Okay.
no.
So
No, I just read a thing on Facebook about him or from him today.
yeah,
So,
he's 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 reemerged,
mm-hmm,
and he is funny and he is direct and he's given people crap left and right.
mm-hmm,
And it's really interesting because we are going to talk about, as you age, the things you don't care about anymore.
mm-hmm,
And but we're also going to talk about, you know, what no longer matters and what matters more, kind of,
mm-hmm,
right? Is the
mm-hmm,
balance of it. But Hunter Biden is one of those things that made me realize we need real authentic people. Like I have time
mm-hmm,
for him because he's coming out
mm-hmm.
and he's being really vulnerable. I am actually going to
Yeah.
go buy his book now. But
Ah.
he's going after, like, he went after Trump Jr., right? And this freaking pundit that got basically got canceled because I believe they caught him masturbating as he signed off from the news
Oh
on when we were
God.
doing Zoom stuff. I know. Anyway, he's making his comeback. I'm pretty sure that was him. But he was out there saying, "Who's listening to Hunter Biden?" and got ratioed. People came after him, and it's like, you has been hack. Like, who
Hmm.
cares what you think? You're in all the parties. What we want is somebody who's actually a human being who cares.
Mm-hmm,
It was
mm-hmm,
really good.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, the little meme that I or the little piece that I saw posted, and I think I reposted it as well, was a thing from Hunter saying like, "Do you show me your laptop?" Yeah.
yeah,
Show me your laptop.
yeah.
You're not going to do it because nobody wants to be judged as the person they are on their worst day. And
No,
he
and
says, I
that's just
have
it.
been. Everyone has
Yeah.
seen me on my worst day. They've seen everything
Well,
horrible about me, and they've decided
and
that's who I am.
think about, so bad enough to be living those days, right? As a
Hmm.
non-celebrity, no, you have no profile. That everybody in your world would know. The freaking whole world knows, and half the country would use it as a political weapon,
Hmm.
right? Like
Hmm.
for an addict, it's surprising he hasn't relapsed,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because the pressure that must be on him. But look at him being out there, being authentic. And somebody came at him, and it was a very far right wing, and said something about him having a threesome with the Obama girls. And Hunter went back at him, and he said, first of all, let me be very clear, nothing like that has ever happened, and you keep their names out of your dirty mouth. You want to come at me, you come at me. Like it was like, holy, but this is a person with values,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it was like good, and it just made me, and it's like, you know what? He got to the worst of himself, and yet he found a way back,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? And I mean, not to get all spiritual about redemption, like the thing is, he's proving himself. He's not just
Yeah.
saying,
No,
right?
no. And he's found strength. Like he's found strength to be able to say what he needs to say
Yeah.
and just not give a crap. So like
No,
right on our theme today about things to let go of, things that
right.
don't
And
matter
things
anymore.
to,
He
yeah.
has figured it out. He's figured it
He
out.
really has, and I hope I hope it puts him into a path of like inspirational, sort of
Hmm.
like doing that side of things to lift people up, because it really is, you know, I can't imagine what his life must have been like to be under
Hmm.
that microscope at that time in his
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And here he is coming out, and he's got grace,
Yeah.
right? And he's
Yeah.
giving others grace. He
Yeah.
actually went on a very right, and we'll move on very quickly, but he actually went on a very far right wing podcast and had
Oh,
a real to the end with the woman whose name I'm going to forget, but
Luna.
to the woman podcaster
Luna.
who actually said to him, "I'm really glad we had this conversation. It's changed my perspective on some things."
Wow.
Right? So
Wow.
yeah, it's real. I'll see if I can find the link, but it is interesting.
Okay.
So heading into things we, you know, don't have time for anymore or no longer care about. I mean, I know yours will be, high level strategic. It's like I no longer care about putting my Tupperware lids right on the right thing or doing anything. I throw them all in there and then I have an argument with them. Before it used to be, I need the lids all here. Oh, look at, you're going to have an anxiety attack or something
Oh, I need the lids where they belong.
because I have a messy Tupperware thing.
No, you do you,
You're
man.
so
But
funny.
I'm just now getting everything out of boxes and in the place where they belong, you know. So damn
Yeah.
well straight they're going to belong where they belong because there's room for them. So I'm going to be just a little aside here. Every now and then I'll be yelling at my dog because she cannot stop licking her butt today. It's like my husband goes away. What happens? The dogs fall apart physically. She's got something going on with her ass. She's got a foot that is apparently driving her crazy because she can't stop licking at or chewing on it or something. I'm like, I can't. But anyway,
That
uh,
might be TMI, but that's okay because, we're
oh,
family.
just just be glad I was talking about the dog. It could get a lot worse. It could get a lot worse, honey.
I've been down that dark hole with
Yes,
you
yes,
once.
you have. Yes, you have.
Okay, anyway, let's
Okay.
go to what you're going to say we don't care about.
Things that no
So
longer
what don't you care about? Oh my God.
what don't I care about today?
Yes, things,
Look at this face. Look at this face. Look at that. All the hair. It's just
he's
like
so
he's
sweet.
a hairy monster and he's got like eye goobers and stuff. Somebody needs to take care of this dog. It's me. It's me. I need to do it. And I will, I promise. I no longer care this week about hair and makeup. You can tell
Okay.
because it is like 27 million degrees here in this house. And no, outside. I don't know what it is in the house, but it's hot. I've been gardening, running up and down the stairs. Stairs, Ruth. You don't have stairs. I have 2 flights of stairs. It's a workout just going to get coffee here in this house.
I have to say I'm kind of grateful.
Yeah. Yeah. I can appreciate that. I know. Yeah, I wonder about us and this house. But anyway, musings for another day.
Yes.
Yeah, and makeup just sweat it all off. And yesterday I got SOS called to look after my little Junie, who's 18, almost 18 months, who has hand, foot, and mouth disease. And so my
Oh,
daughter called me and she's like, I can't take her to daycare because only dickwads do that, take their
right.
kids to daycare. So I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But she had an appointment she couldn't miss. So I'm like, yes, this is why we moved, where we moved.
Yeah.
So I will come out to you. So I just basically ran out of the house as is. And then I went, you know, what's wrong with this? Nothing. Nothing's wrong with this.
Nothing.
Nothing's
You
wrong.
know who, you know who I love when I see it is Pamela Anderson, who
Oh,
lives
yes.
somewhere on one of the islands. I'm not sure where.
Yeah,
But
you're right. Yeah.
when she shows up, you know what I mean?
Yes.
With no makeup. And
Yes.
she does it all the time. And it's like,
Yeah.
this is the standard we should be. Like,
It
if you
is.
want to wear makeup, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But patriarchy.
Yes.
But it is, but I think that's just, one of those things. I've lost my train of thought. God, it's been a week.
It's been a week. I know. It's been, ooh, I got a
Yep.
nice breeze. We do get nice cross breezes up here, I gotta say. My
Oh, that's good.
and it's got
That's
that
nice.
coming in. We're still waiting
Okay.
on our AC unit or our heat pump.
Right.
It's basically about permits.
Right.
So we had to get this permit and that permit, and they're asking these questions and get a letter from Strata and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, who knew it would be so, oh, let's just put in air conditioning. Nope.
But who that you have to get a permit? I mean, I don't know enough about it, but I don't know if I've ever heard that. But maybe because
It may be a Maple Ridge thing. I don't
it
know.
might be, but
'Cause
it
they're
might also
very-
be new house thing, right?
Maybe.
Like if you have a new house, you don't have to get it because it's part of the build.
It's part of the build, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, now we did AC in our Creekside house after that was an after build.
Huh. Well, it says then Creekside probably Strata.
Yeah.
Would-
Oh, Strata. Yes, that's right. And Strata was like, this is what you can put in. These are the
Right.
decibels it has to be.
Yeah.
We're going to approve it after you get all the specs. That's true. Yeah, we did go through all
Yeah. But yes.
that. So anyway,
Yeah. Okay, the other thing
what?
that I don't care about, and although I still have a couple of pairs, high heels.
Don't
Don't care.
heels.
Not wearing them.
Nope. Oh, you're
Like-
frozen again.
I have little kitten heels if I have to go to a meeting and I have to, just like a grown up, and that's it. I don't want to fall off them.
I just don't want anything uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I do that. It's my favorite part of summer is I can just wear flip flops all the time.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
reminds me, I should get a pedicure And that's just because I like my toes to be colorful.
And there's Roxanne's train of thought. Also,
Yes, that's
also,
right.
we used to go do that together.
I know. So now it's no
Get
fun,
pedicures.
and why
No,
bother?
it's different.
Now why bother? Also,
Yeah,
I've
damn
decided
it.
I'm growing my
Damn
hair
it.
long again. I'm growing my hair
Okay.
mostly because I haven't found a hairdresser yet, and like this may be my summer style. I'm not making a value
That's
judgment
okay.
on it at all. It's just it is what it is
Because we don't care.
because we don't care.
That's the thing we're letting go of,
Yep.
right? There are days, especially because I shower after we come back from walking the dogs, but Paul showers before.
Okay.
And so I get up really early, but I'll have like my hair will be a little bedheady or something, right? And we're getting ready to go out, and it's like, I don't know, 6 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. We're getting ready to go out, and I'm perfectly fine. And Paul's like, "You need to brush your hair." And it's like, you think we're going to come across anybody walking the dogs in the forest? Like, do you think the bear that lives in there is going to care what my hair looks like? He's just like, and it's like,
Ooh,
it matters to him.
there's a lot to unpack there. Not about Paul specifically, but
Yeah.
about society in general. There's a lot to unpack there.
Oh, yeah.
And I should think about things before I say them, just as a rule in my life.
No, but it
Now.
is in general. But I also I think that those of us who perhaps were a bit bolder and or a bit mouthier, let's say, and who are louder than some, like somebody more quieter, like Paul. After a while, if you're going to be at least a little bit of the attention, you have to get used to that. You know what I mean? Whereas I think quieter individuals they're more worried about it. It's like the first time you fall off your bike, you're worried about it. You're worried about it. You fall off. It's like it's not that bad.
No, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say fall off a horse, but my first fall off a horse hurt, so I wasn't gonna. I thought I
Yeah.
better not say that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. But you know what I mean? Like I think maybe because if you put yourself a little bit out there, you get hit harder. So it's like I don't care what, like if that's how they're going to judge me, they're not going to judge me that my dogs are happy and healthy and I'm walking in the rain. I don't care.
At 5:30 or 6 in the morning, no one should care about what anyone else looks like. I think that if you have
Unless they look like a serial killer in the forest, and then
yeah,
it's a
but you know
whole.
what? Serial killers look like nice, happy, ordinary people. So there.
So if I see a nice, happy, handsome man in the forest, I'm just going to drop kick him.
You could just like walk around him with your bear spray in your pocket, ready to go. But
Okay, but well, more dramatic my
it
way.
absolutely is. Yes, it absolutely is.
But it is one of those where and I mean I would do it here. It's like I don't know. Let's say I was just going to go pick up something, and I was hanging around in my like pajamas. I would just go out in my pajamas and I was going to go drive somewhere, right? Or I'd go out and walk down the street and come back, like, but I put a coat on. Like, I wouldn't do that in the summer. It's little, like, it's like if I have those, those stay at home fleecy pants you wear in the winter, if we're going for a walk with the dogs, I'm going in those. And Paul's like, those are pajamas. It's like, they're not, but so I don't care if somebody thinks they're pajamas.
Right. I mean, actually, that is.
He's a warrior, that fellow.
Yeah, he is. But first of all, teenagers have been doing that for a couple years now, going out in pajamas, like literally fleece pajamas.
I know, but every time Paul says something, I say, "Okay, boomer," because he's like turning into it. He's like, "What are they wearing their pants like that for? Listen to that music."
I used a phrase on my husband Ray, last week when we were talking about the dogs, and our dogs are super reactive right now, adjusting to everything, and it's really irritating to walk them and have them just lose their minds when they see a dog they haven't met, because they haven't met any dogs here yet. And
well, that's just it. Every dog is a different.
Every dog's a strange dog. So that's an adjustment. But he was talking about how, we have to be good neighbors and all that. And I said, well, actually, I don't know how to address this as far as the dogs and their behavior go exactly. But I said, are we being really concerned about what the neighbors think right now? What do the neighbors think? Like that was the whole one of those
Yeah. And
lines.
what reaction did that create? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he kind of took a step back and went, yeah, I might be overly concerned with that. But same thing
Right.
though, like that's the same thing that Paul's got going on, right? It's like,
No, and that's exactly it. Yeah. Oh, they're gonna, whatever they're gonna think. It's like, oh my God, look, she's unkempt. Which, to be fair, I'm unkempt. Like, let's just face it.
yeah, he
But
chose you
but the
anyway.
other side of that is like there's a difference between being, what do the neighbors think, and I'm going to be thoughtful to my neighbors.
That's
You know
it.
what I mean?
Yes.
Right? There's
Yes.
a difference to
Yes.
that.
There is a difference.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
I absolutely
mean,
want to be a good neighbor, and I don't want
yeah,
my dogs to be freaking people out because they're jumping out like Cujo at them.
yeah,
But dogs bark. Our next door
yeah,
neighbor dogs bark all the time,
yeah.
and it's part of living in a neighborhood. I hear dogs barking all the time. So
Yeah.
there's it's like
It's a balance, right?
what's the focus here? Is the focus on helping the dogs adjust, or is the focus on not being embarrassed?
Right.
Right.
Well, and that's just it. Or if somebody said, I mean, it would be different if somebody said, hey, I'm really sorry. I don't know, I have a newborn. Or, hey, I'm really sorry, I work shifts.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Could you, would you mind taking extra care? Like that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And it's like when we had our little dome party, Paul was like, we should invite all the neighbors again. And I didn't want to get into that pattern.
Yeah.
But he was like, but what if it's noisy, especially and we invited one of our neighbors because we have exchanged
Yeah.
with her, and the other one not so much. But I was saying, it's like, no, we're having this. It won't go late. It's not going to be insane noise. Like, this is within our right of being able to do it. But his concern was, oh my goodness. And it was just like, you know what? I could see if we're going to have a band playing here because our neighbors are close, but we weren't.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, the worry, because it has to be balanced. And I think that's,
Well, and what I have noticed with many men, this isn't just a Paul and Ray thing, but I think that a lot of men are kind of conditioned, and this is how the patriarchy harms them, to see women or women in their orbit as reflections of them. Not women in their orbit, that's wrong. Women under their control's the wrong word, but like their wives, their daughters, their employees, maybe their mothers, people that in their sphere.
Sisters. Yes, sphere.
Yeah.
That's
don't embarrass me, right? Don't if you behave like this, that makes me look bad. And it's like, no, it doesn't. I am me, you are you.
And the flip side to that is I bet you it's not even a conscious thought.
Oh, 100%.
Right? It's like this unconscious, it goes back to unconscious bias. Actually, that might be a good one to use, right? If I'm speaking, because people are often, what does that mean? Like, give me a practical application of unconscious bias, right? Is that kind of thing. But yeah, and I think, and I think that's part of it. But also, those of us who don't who have learned not to care, I'm just wondering what lessons did we learn, that perhaps the ones that still care, like, did we learn lessons and so we moved forward, or did we have to move forward because we were always kind of putting ourselves out? Like, I'm just trying to understand how one person could undo it, because we're all relatively around the same age, but how could one person, and my parents did it. My mom walked out to go to the hospital and she never came home from the hospital, and she wouldn't let my dad help her because the cancer had gone to her legs or her hips. And it was painful to walk, but she walked to the car on her own because she said, that's not how I want the neighbors to see me.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like, it's like, so that's how important it was to her. And meanwhile, mostly I don't care if my socks match. You know what I mean? Like, but it's such a different approach to things, right? And I do care about what the people I care about think. And certainly, you never want somebody to think poorly of you, or think badly of you and it's wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like, you did the thing, you own it, and it's like, okay, they can think poorly of me because I did that.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that the balance between the people that still care at this age,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Mm-hmm.
compared to those who don't. And I think it must come into I can't. It's not self-esteem, but maybe that's what you just learned. Maybe that's
Yeah. I wonder if I'm sitting here with my chiller pack, which I found
Oh, you're
today. I was
funny.
so excited, and I threw them into my freezer because my freezer still works right now.
Okay.
And now I'm cooling off my wrists.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But I wonder if it has something to do with, I derailed my own train of thought.
It's just that day today, hey?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I was thinking about, there are couples, and we can probably all think of somebody who look similar in the
Yeah.
way that like we were saying, somebody doesn't want their spouse to reflect badly on them. So maybe they choose their clothes, or they just have a similar style or something.
Yeah.
It's rare to see somebody who's like really put together with somebody who's kind of super casual,
Yeah.
or their styles are really different. And I will say, I think that you and Paul, and to a certain extent, me and Ray, have that sort of look about ourselves. Like I don't buy Ray's clothes. I don't
Yeah.
really even take no. He'll sometimes come and ask me, he says, "Does this look right? Should I wear this together?" I'm like, "Looks fine to me." But then I always tell him, "This is me giving you fashion advice. Like you should really pick better advisors,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
That's
I don't
funny.
care. Like I
Yeah.
don't care. I think he
Yeah.
looks nice. If he's wearing something really goofy or it's
Yeah.
got stains on it, whatever, I'll tell him. But and you, as I was packing up all my clothes, I realized you showed me how to shop. Well, you showed me how to have fun shopping, I should say. But you
Shopping.
have a lot of clothes. You dress really well, and
Oh,
Paul
well,
is
thank you.
super casual,
Yeah.
right? He's super casual. I think he wears the same thing. He's just got multiple of them because that's what he likes to wear, and he looks
Yeah.
fine in it.
He does look. His clothing. Like I would like to take him shopping, but he would be comfortable in it. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
But he's kind of nondescript in how, like, it's
Mhm.
not. I don't know that, unless it's golf clothes, he ever has anybody come up to him and go, "Wow, nice shirt." And I don't know
Right.
if guys do that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I
But
don't know
but
either.
it's an interesting. It's just, and it's different dynamics and personalities, because
Mhm.
the flip side too, I don't care what anybody thinks about me, I'm scared of authority figures. If a police officer pulls me over, I'm like, yes, ma'am, no, sir, and even if I didn't do anything, like,
Mhm.
and at customs, I'm like, blah blah blah, blah, and I mean, I have
God,
nothing.
that's what Ray is like too at
Right?
customs. It's
But like,
hilarious.
but even it's like, I don't know, a crossing guard, if they yelled at me, probably when I was a kid, I would have burst into tears. But you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, it's really funny though that I mostly don't care, but I'm kind of afraid of authority figures.
That's really interesting. I would not have thought that about you. I mean, you are very you're possibly more compliant isn't the right word
Oh,
because
compliance is the right word. For for
compliant?
like for like the
Oh, yeah.
for like the basic, oh, go in this door, go out that door.
Oh
Like, I'm
yeah.
compliant in that. I am not compliant, when it
Yeah.
gets to the things where you're probably going to end up stabbing somebody. I'm not very compliant.
But I grew up very much the same way as far as, authority figures. I was very everybody made me nervous. I never ever spoke up if I could avoid it. Somebody else could make the decisions or have the
Yeah.
conversation or whatever, but it wouldn't be me. I'm not I don't know when exactly that changed. I'm sure it was very gradual, but now I'm like, I don't understand a lot of what my lawyer says or my accountant, but now I will ask a question. If something's important, I'll say,
Right.
"Hold on, back up, back up. I
Yeah.
know I'm new at this, but can you explain it to me like I'm five?"
Right. No,
No.
but to me, they're not authority figures,
Oh,
right?
that's
Because
interesting.
if I paid them,
Yeah.
I'm their client. Like, so
Hmm.
they don't scare me.
Okay.
And some of them probably wish I would shut up more. But it's like the big authority, like the people who could put you in jail or
Yeah.
stop you from going somewhere, or
Sure.
or that could harm. But like, it's one of those. So I mean, my niece Trina is somewhere in, maybe it was South Sudan, maybe it was Cameroon. Anyway, she gets stopped, and the driver goes out, who has a gun. I mean, if it was South Sudan, I'm for sure the driver had a gun. But they go over to talk to the people, and these people are pretend cops, and they want money. And Trina knows they're not real cops, right? And and they just want, like, how much money, I don't know, but I don't expect it would be a huge amount because Cameroon is a very poor place. And Trina's like, no, not today. Maybe tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. And she goes and they get in the car and they leave. And I was like, weren't you afraid? And she's like, if you let them, they're going to stop you every 20 feet. And I was like, but you'll be alive.
Oh,
Right? But
she learned to play the game.
Well,
Wow.
also here, she got pulled over one time. I think she was moving her phone because it kept coming at her from the dash, and she wasn't looking at it. She got pulled over for that. And she, like, had a full discussion with the cop. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm trying to be safe, and you're doing, like, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, aren't you afraid? And she's like, I live in Canada. And I think that's maybe, and I don't know why I wouldn't take it for granted, because, I was born when Canada was a free country. It's like, it's not like I've ever had the experience, but it's like somebody who can take your freedom away freaks me out.
Yeah, we don't know what that's like.
No,
we don't know.
And maybe that's part of it, is because we are so lucky here.
Yeah. Interesting though. Like what in a high control subculture, which is, what small religious communities often are, you feel that authority. And this is where, like, our pastor was an authority figure. Any adult male was an authority figure. Most adult women were authority figures. And I was scared of all of them. It's like
because they had power.
They had power, and they could decide whether or not you were acceptable to the community, right? And what you had to do if you were not acceptable to the community. So yeah,
but it's an interesting thing, because my friend Michelle, who lives in New Hampshire, who is a lovely, and they are always confused for Canadians because they're really nice and kind and believe in democracy. But she's this little, incredibly polite thing. And I was walking with her one time in Montreal, and a guy went by us a bit too close on a bike, and he didn't, it was a walking bike path, and he didn't say coming up behind you or on the right or anything. And she let loose on, he just kept, right? And it was just like, okay.
Whoa.
I thought that was inappropriate what the guy did, right? Like, it was dangerous, but it was like, I wouldn't have been brave enough to yell at him.
Yeah.
And we were in Montreal. It's not like I was worried he had a gun. I wasn't in Texas.
Wow.
But it was really interesting because he put us in danger. She felt, and justified isn't the right word, she felt that it was reasonable to respond that way. Right? Because we talked about it after, because it was like, okay, he absolutely deserved it, right? Because he came sweeping up right beside us. And if we had jumped that way, it would have been really ugly.
Yeah.
But the other side of that is like, she felt that it was reasonable to respond. And when I said it in my head, I was like, what the fuck, buddy? Right? But I wouldn't have ever said that out loud. Right? Which is like, it's just another thing of I have a hard time when I go see on Marketplace, and somebody, if I went there and I looked at the thing and they've saved it for me, it would be like, well, it's not as good as I thought it was. I wouldn't know what to say. It hasn't happened yet, but like, if you go buy something used, and you get there and it's not good, and it only costs $20, I'd feel really bad saying, yeah, it's crap, I'm not buying it.
So I have a story for you.
Okay.
When we went on holidays with another couple, dear friends of ours for a long time.
Yep.
And they, of course, everyone has traveled more than we have. And so at that time too, we were very newbies, and they had found an Airbnb for us. And when we got to the place was not at all as advertised. It was, so imagine a 2-bedroom apartment, that's what we got. But the beds are made up with the kind of sheets that you use when you lived in a dorm. Like, maybe they've got bunnies on them, maybe they're ripped in the corners and they're threadbare, So not good bedding. The mattresses were really thin. The bathrooms, there were 2 bathrooms, one for each bedroom, which was great.
Yep.
They both had to be thoroughly scoured. They were filthy.
Yep.
Filthy. Like, we're talking Yeah, they were
Yeah.
disgusting. You know the little interface between tile and carpet, or between two
Yeah.
kinds of flooring? There's a
Yeah.
strip that's supposed to be laid over top. There was no strip. So if you stepped on that, you got a tack up your heel.
Oh my God.
Like it was the worst B&B
Yeah.
we've ever stayed in. It was clearly, and we didn't, Ray and I didn't know what was going on at the time
Yeah.
because we'd never booked this, but we had to go down like a side street and open a mailbox to get the key. It was clearly not supposed to be an Airbnb.
Right.
They weren't allowed to do this in this building.
Yeah.
But anyway, after the thing, we said to our friend, like, you need to give them a bad review on Airbnb. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it because they believed at the time that if they did that, the person would see it before they reviewed them as guests. And then
Right.
they could retaliate and say that they
Right.
were bad guests. And we're just
Right.
like, if you have a bad experience, how do you
Yeah.
prevent somebody else from having a bad one but
Yeah.
other than telling people?
And
Like, you
share.
have to do
Yeah.
that. Anyway, they wouldn't. That's a case where I would have no problem
Yeah.
going and giving a bad review because same thing. I don't really do that a lot
Yeah.
either. Like, oh no, that's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I will.
But for something like that, like that's just it. It's like, what's the level of importance of it, right? If we went to a local restaurant here and the server had a bad night, I wouldn't do it because
No.
maybe the server had a bad night. If it happened 3 times in a row, if
That's
it's just the server not being great, I'm not sure I would even do that because it's like I'd rather just not recommend it. But if it was something bigger, right? It that it was like not what they said it is, looks completely different, that kind of thing. I'd be all over it, and I'd also be going to if it was with Airbnb, I'd be making complaints everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like that's there's something dodgy, and you know what I mean.
Totally. Yeah. Absolutely. Something dodgy there.
Like beyond the crap experience, it's something dodgy.
Yeah. 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 Not into the dodgy stuff.
See, there you go. That's another thing. Don't you
Yep.
just want to let go? Like it's like I want if I've upset somebody or I've wrinkled some or I've just frustrated them or I'm irritating because you deal with that a lot. Just saying. But I want them to go. You know what? Shut up. Actually, don't say shut up. That's not good. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
Just treat me like I'm scruffy. But there's this other part where it's like I'm not going to say anything, and then I'm going to build it up and resent it, and then I'm going to pissed at you for nothing.
Right.
And it's like, okay, friggin' if I irritate you, or if I'm bugging you, just tell me.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I will.
Yeah.
If I feel that you're reasonable about it, I will apologize, and if not, I'll give you my side, and we'll make a decision to agree to disagree.
You never irritate me, for what it's worth.
Seriously, I've seen you roll your eyes at me.
Oh, you're irritating me right now. Never mind.
see, I can prove you wrong.
But it's there's as far as things to let go. I think what I am trying to let go of or make peace with in my mind is that, kind of like what Hunter Biden said, nobody wants to be judged for how they behaved on their worst day. And I feel like, we're humans. We make mistakes. We are thoughtless sometimes and mostly well-meaning. Like,
Yeah.
I truly believe most people don't get out of bed in the morning determined to be jerks or determined that they're going to hurt somebody. I don't think people do that. I think we act out of our unmet needs and
Yeah.
our thoughtlessness. And for the most part, I want to give people that grace. And
Yeah.
I just want to be like, oh, you know what? Okay, something was going on there. I don't know what it was, but if I'm getting flack about something, most of the time I'm able to say, okay, I don't deserve that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going on in their life. So
Yeah.
perhaps whatever happened was necessary for them. Oops. And I can just let it go. And maybe just kind of back off from that person a little
Yeah.
bit for a while then, if there's
Yeah.
some space required. But
No, and
I
I
don't
think
want
that's
to make a big deal out of everything,
no, and I think, but that's a good point to be able to give them some space, right?
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
that's for me that it is similar but very different when you say with somebody, I'm going to walk with you with this, or I'm going to, I'm going to be there for you. Sometimes it's like, you know what, I'm going to, and you can't say it out loud because then everybody goes, no, we're all good. And you just need to let it breathe, kind of, right? And And it's one of those things though that I also question, because that's all good if you can step back and say, what are they going through, all of that kind of thing. But at some point, if the behavior is consistent and you're always saying, what are they going through? Because everybody has back and forth. Like everybody has bad days where you might have cranky pants, right? Or you don't respond, or you're short. But if it's a bigger thing and it's always and I think we've talked about this now, my little pea brain's working, but it's if it's always the same behaviors and nothing ever changes, you know what I mean? Like if they just keep, and they come and there's a thing and so you pull back a bit. What if that's your relationship?
Yeah. Like
that for me, that's an interesting one, because the ebb and flow of friendship, that's how it goes. But if you're always and it's not a caregiver, but if you're always the one reading the room.
Which is so many of us, especially women, right? Or especially women, but children. And I think most children outgrow this to a certain extent, but children are vulnerable. Women are more vulnerable than men as a rule. So we absolutely do learn. And I have a little party I want to throw for my oldest granddaughter, because she is the firstborn daughter of a firstborn daughter of a firstborn daughter.
Oh, wow.
That's me. I'm the oldest. Stephanie's the oldest, and Solene is the oldest, right?
Wow, that's funny.
And I think for oldest daughters, there's a tendency to you learn, you may grow up a little bit earlier than other siblings, because you're the oldest. You end up being, you're the role model, you're the helper, you're the
one that breaks new ground or doesn't break new ground, right?
Yeah. So there may be behavior that we tend to engage in that is more caregiving or more responsibility taking. And that comes with certain pluses and minuses, right?
Yeah. So no, for sure. And I also think like those who read the room, and we know abuse victims, right, are very good at and sometimes too good at reading rooms, right? Because you can overdo all of it. And you can watch a pet. I can tell a pet that's been abused.
Oh yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, and so we get like that. But I wonder, is it as women, is that we jump into it because even your mom, and that's like, you're definitely watching the room, right, for your kids, and watching that, what's the energy, what are the dangers. But the other side is, as females, is there some sort of nurture thing that's in there where you're always reading the room, not just for your safety but for others, like or maybe that's just age and experience, because if I haven't been to a bar in a very long time, but back when I was older and married and not in the bar as
when you were younger.
When I was younger, sorry. See, my brain's not working this week anymore. I've written so many words. When I was older, damn it.
I'm so excited to meet this Ruth who was older than you.
She's in there. But you'd always look around, and it's always looking around like, is everybody safe? And maybe it's because I've had young women in my life. Or you're walking down the street and you see somebody standing at a bus stop and it's dusk and there's a creep. So you stop at the bus stop, right? Like, you just wonder, is that a female thing, or is it a biological, we're vulnerable? You know what I mean? Like, is it, did we learn it, or is it nature?
Yeah, I think it's probably both, because I think I think in, like I said before, I think in general, females tend to have more experiences of being vulnerable than males, as far as children and growing upwards. But there's lots of people who are vulnerable, like communities, right? So like people of color, people
well, for sure,
gender
right?
non-conforming, right? They're also vulnerable, and so they would also
have like spidey senses.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. Like, which is why we put why you have the sign in your house, and sidebar.
Okay.
Train wreck, whatever. So did you know that, I don't know what time of of history this would have been, but I'm going to guess the early 1900s. Women would put a sign of a cat, like a plaque outside their house, if they were friendly to homeless people, or what they called vagabonds or hobos at that time, right? If a hobo could go to a house and get a piece of bread or a hot meal,
Yep.
a bowl of soup or something, he would look for that little carving of a cat on the side of the
Oh,
house, and then he would know that that's a safe house. You could go
right,
there, and somebody
right,
would be kind to
right,
you. Somebody would
right.
give you,
Oh my goodness.
and not everybody obviously
Right.
would feel comfortable doing that, but it was just this little sign, and that's what the rainbow has become, right?
Yep.
It's this little, because you've got that beautiful. We should do a picture of that.
I'll do a picture of it, and
Mhm.
we'll tag Randy and her family who made it for me.
Okay,
Right.
yeah,
But
and
yeah, but that's just it. Like, and
yeah,
it's for
it's
a
like, I
while.
mean, it's
I
June,
was
right?
wearing safety pins, right? Because for a while, I think it was just after the pandemic, there was
Yeah.
something, and it was like showing that you were a safe place. Like, and so so I bought big safety pins to put on
Yeah,
my
yeah,
coats.
yeah. Well, I love that. And I
Yeah.
mean, I've got that pillow with the dogs dressed
Right.
in rainbow. And it's not a big thing, but you've said this many times, you taught me this, is that you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the message that it sends to someone who needs to see
Yeah.
that they know that you're a safe place.
Yeah.
That they know, for someone who doesn't notice, they'll just be like, "What do you got a stupid pillow with dogs in dresses for?"
Yeah. No, and that's it.
Somebody who
It's
knows.
not necessarily the audience you have. It's how it gets translated, right?
Hmm,
Like
hmm.
there are times on, and I usually share sort of, memes and stuff about the LGBTQ, anyway,
Good
that
Lord, the
community, because
alphabet.
there's just so many letters in that acronym, but
Non-gender
like that, but you
conforming.
share it, and it really is just, it's like here's the deal. This is normal. This
Yeah,
is average. This is typical, that
yeah.
you shouldn't be. And then also, I have to say, it kind of weeds out the people that you got to
Well,
watch for.
that's right. That's right. It sends a message very gently, very
Yeah,
very quietly, but those who need to see it will see it, and those who don't know what it means won't even notice it,
yeah,
and
yeah.
those who are against it will know where you stand.
Well, and where you stand is good, and whether anybody comments or not. And there aren't many on my Facebook page for sure, and in my life, because if I knew, they'd be gone.
Yeah.
But the flip side is, you also have to be a little, I think you have to be a little gentle. And honestly, this feels like it just came from the Obamas yesterday, but we have to find a way back. So being gentle and explaining,
Mm.
as opposed to attacking, right? And I think that, going back
Hmm.
to what matters less and what matters more. What matters less to me is the confrontation and the conflict,
Hmm.
because you can yell and scream, and that could help other people, but you could also come along and try to persuade them to just look at the details, the facts, the reality of it, and maybe every 1 in 100 you win.
Yeah. That sounds like so much work, Ruth.
I know it's a lot of work, but I watched the whole Obama thing yesterday, so I'm all hyped up,
I should
because
watch it.
boy, I miss them. They had a lineup.
Oh,
So the lineup they had of musicians, let me start. So they had, crap, I'm going to forget her name, but she sang It's a Wonderful World, and she had to redo Christina Aguilera, maybe,
okay. Okay.
was who it was. They had Eddie Vedder, and who did it with a group of kids, and they had written a song together for the day, him and these
Aw.
community kids. They had Springsteen, they had Stevie Wonder, they had John Legend, they had, there were a couple of other female singers who I'm gonna forget. I think Jennifer somebody sang the national anthem, but they had all, and I mean, Steve Martin, David Letterman's in the audience, Tom Hanks is there, and they didn't make it about them. They made it about, we're not going to talk about, when I was in office, and it was like, people keep saying, I miss you. And it's like, nope, whatever you need to do today to take us,
Mm.
to the better place. Right.
Wow.
It was really good. They were really, and Michelle Obama, man, that woman, if she ran, she'd win.
She is a force, and
Yeah.
she's so gracious.
She was
Like,
so gracious.
so gracious and yet so powerful, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I just have such admiration.
Me too. And so unpretentious. Like when she got up and she gave her speech, and his speech was good, but hers was, she sort of did she sort of celebrated him and all the really great things. And she said, when these times when your birthright, when your citizenship was under attack, when you're this and this, and talking about him, but she talked so passionately, but she also wasn't taking anybody's crap, and yet she was so eloquent about it. It's almost like, that old joke about, that they'll punch you in the head and you'll thank them, right? Like that's kind of what, and she never said Trump's name once or anything, but she was talking about, we have to help, we have to keep lifting people up even when it's hard, and stuff like that. It was pretty emotional. And some of the speeches people made, it was like, holy man, we have lost that, including here in Canada, I have to say.
Oh, I read an interesting thing. She's had so much mud slung at her, Michelle Obama, and I read something recently that was about the attacks where they say that she's not feminine, she's too manly.
Oh, what the UFC guy said on the White House lawn, Michelle Obama's a man. Just this last week.
There you go. So that's
and nobody denounced it. None of the corporate sponsors.
Unbelievable. So I was reading up some of the history about the slavery in the U.S. and all that in the South, and they were talking about how that was common. It was common for like unless you were extremely small and extremely petite and delicate and whatever, the women were masculinized, because then you could treat them like a field hand. You could treat them like a man, right?
Patriarchy, man.
Patriarchy, right? You could throw them in the field.
Racist patriarchy.
Absolutely racist patriarchy. And it was also to show the difference between them and the Southern white woman, the delicate flower, right?
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're not women. They're slaves.
Yeah. That's just it. Because that's what somebody, because I watch Nicole Wallace, and then I'll always watch Rachel Maddow, but then I watch Lawrence O'Donnell, and Nicole Wallace was talking about the underlying racism in that remark, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And also, that's the only insult they have. So first of all, if she was, who cares? But the other side of that is like, so the only thing you have to insult Michelle Obama, a strong, ambitious, smart woman, is to call her a man. Like, so you're like, you're saying she's lesser because she's really a man.
It's like that line from The Princess Bride. I do not think that word means what you think it means.
That's exactly. It's like
do you think you're insulting her, but can you hear what you're saying here? Yeah. The worst insult is to call someone a man. Well, I mean, I'm not arguing.
Well, that's just it. But but you know what? It was really good. She didn't respond. She just kept, because she has this thing, like they want people to go have picnics in that part. Like it's a community center, so it's not a presidential library in the sense of there would be presidential archive people involved and all that stuff.
Okay.
This is a center. They have a place. There's a basketball court. There's a big park where you can go sit and have a picnic. There's a playground for the kids. There's all this stuff that's in there, and it's about making it in the south side of Chicago, which is notoriously poor, right? That's an economic hub for people, right? They get jobs there. All the people coming there will go to restaurants. Like look at what they have done, with some caveats because gentrification and stuff, but what they have done for that community, the community where they met.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Like look at again how gracious they made it about everybody else.
Yep.
And today,
Yeah. So
it's like poof.
Yeah. So what did they have to let go of for that to happen? Like, to keep with our theme that we're talking about today, they had to let go of personal fame and I mean, they can't help being famous, obviously, but to make something all about someone else, all about a community instead of yourself, means you're giving up that need to defend yourself and explain yourself and go point by point, why are they wrong and I'm right? You're letting go of all that. And you're
but I think and things I did hear was that Obama, he is incredibly knowledgeable and would read everything, but also when he had an opinion, you'd better, if you wanted to change it, you'd better have the ammunition to do, you know what I mean? You better have the data and all the stuff to do it. But also, that's that's just always like, I remember reading his speeches, hearing him speak, and it was like, I wish I could write like that. And he had these great speech writers, but also he was very involved in it, right? And it's one of those though where it's like, I think perhaps growing up in America as Black and community minded and ambitious might have come together because they had the right people around them, that it never got. And I mean, you have to have ego if you run for president. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Right. But the other side of that is like, it is consistent who he is. He's always talking about we. He's always talking about we have to make the world better. We have to. She's all about lifting others up. And all you hear out of Trump is I.
Oh yeah.
Right? But it's a really, like, I think yesterday it might have mattered more than just opening that center. Like, because people have been talking about it all around the news today, right? It's like, how did that feel? Look at this. Yeah. Right.
Well, and the comparison couldn't be starker, with the UFC cage fight on the White House lawn. Did that not happen because of a storm? Like,
no, it just got delayed. It happened.
Okay, all right, but like that's just ugly and stupid and self-serving and so wasteful. Oh gosh, just kills me.
Just like that stupid pond.
Oh my God!
So the reflective, what do they call it? Reflective pond, reflective pool,
reflecting pool.
Like so. First of all, you paint it blue like he did, and I don't think it reflected right anymore because they painted it the color right. But it's peeling, and there's algae everywhere. Now they say they got rid of the algae. I don't believe them.
Well, I think he put ammonia in it or something and caused some.
I think, and then it caused the bottom to peel off that they just put in. Like
the amount of work it's going to take, because he will be gone and normal people will prevail again eventually after whatever is going to happen, it happens. And then there's going to be all of this makeup work, which is like the amount of waste just kill. So even as I think about things that we want to do to this house, I'm like, it's a perfectly good bathtub in the bedroom. The tile around it is cracked. It is, if it's leaking, it needs to be replaced. But the bathtub is perfectly fine. It kills me to pull this out and then throw it on the front lawn, wait for someone to pick it up. Maybe we can sell it. I don't know. But I hate the idea of wasting perfectly good stuff. So here you've had 4 times 2, 8 years of mostly 4, but whatever. It's been 2 for sure. Of the last year where things have just been dug up and blown up and painted and wrecked and
redone and wrecked is right. Like, that's just it. $60 million for that pond. So it turns out, the company there is attached to one of his donors. So is the other company that did some other stupid thing, right? But it's like, but that's just it. And it's like, they're going to have to compare it. And then, so what's that costing? The people that can't have health care?
Yes.
Or can't make sure that everybody can eat. Right, and now they're going to give, I forget what it is, something ridiculous, like $30 billion to Iran, and it's like for nothing. Like, and it's just, and then we look and we see the grace of President Obama and First Lady former First Lady Michelle Obama, and you look at it, and then even here in Canada, right? It's just one of those where it's like leaving out whatever his face is, PP. But we still have some civility, right? And I mean, Mark Carney is like the epitome of, right? Yeah. And again, he's center right. And I keep saying to people, like, in different times, he would not be my pick. Yeah. But in these times, right? But it's like, he is so gracious on the world stage, right?
Yeah. The comparison couldn't be more stark, right?
No, that's just it.
And you're absolutely right. For the time that we are in right now, he's so the right guy.
Yeah, if he got elected as a conservative, right? Like as a true, conservative, it would be like the old days of conservatives. I might not agree with their policies, but I trust their judgment. You know what I mean? They might not be doing it the way I would want, because back in the day, conservatives were just, I don't know, a little bit more conservative in many things, including social things, which is how they lost. But the other side of that is like, Carney wouldn't be bad as our leader in any time, but But in this time, he's the freaking perfect guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, like I'm so
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and then you see New York, who won the Knicks won the basketball,
Oh yeah.
right? Oh
Yeah.
my God. And I think it was Alicia Keys maybe who sang New York State of Mind to do their parade.
Oh wow.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That I don't follow sports very closely at all, but I have a husband who does follow
Yeah.
most things sports wise. And so and he said this many times. He's like his favorite thing is to watch grown adults celebrating like little kids because
Yeah.
they won a game. And
Yeah.
he's just about in tears watching
It
it,
is,
right?
right?
It's
It's
really, and I get
quite
it. Like,
emotional.
yeah, I get it. And
Yeah.
that's fun.
And now they have, Mayor Mondomi, right?
Yeah.
In New York, and whoever would have figured, but he's done so much in such a short time, right?
Yeah.
Taxing empty homes and stuff in the city, and all, like doing a really good job. And then he's
Yeah.
there, and he looks so joyful,
Yeah.
right? And it's
Yeah.
like the city comes together. It doesn't matter what your politics are. So that happening in the Obama thing, it kind of gave me hope.
Well,
That
and there you go. That just illustrates what I've heard so many times is that joy is the enemy of I'm shooting from the hip
yeah,
very badly here, but like despair
right,
or
yeah,
apathy or ennui or any of that. It's like
yeah,
to find something of joy can
yeah,
bring us together, even though there's differences,
yeah.
among us, but to have something that we can all unite together and say, oh, like, isn't that
Yeah.
amazing?
Yeah,
Right?
well, and with the soccer, even in the U.S., so they're
Hmm.
showing some of these kind of vignettes, and
Hmm.
so, and I'm going to get the countries wrong, but it's like, let's say this Somalian team and all their coaches end up in West Virginia to practice and do
Yeah.
all the things, right?
Yeah.
These are not necessarily two communities you might think would
Right.
work, and
Right.
then all of a sudden these locals are like being really welcoming and helping them and
Yeah.
introducing them, like, and they're doing all these little things, like they did it on one of the cable networks, and they did 3 or 4 different places, and it's like the Irish, is it the Irish or the Scottish, have maybe taken over Boston, and
Okay.
and they keep putting the little pylons, the orange pylons,
Mm.
keep putting them on top of statues and stuff, and so, but they're having this great time because Boston is a lot Irish, right, and these are
Right.
Scots, so
Oh, yeah.
it's like what, but they seem to have found this way, and it's like, look at if we just let the people realize we're not that different, right?
I have a memory of when I was a kid growing up in Saskatoon. At one point, I think it was related to the Olympics. I don't know. Again, I never followed sports very closely, but we were paired with a city called Umeå in, I'm pretty sure it was Sweden or Switzerland. And
Well, look it up.
look it up. Yeah. And I remember being kind of impressed by that at the time because we suddenly had to, clearly the learning didn't stick, but we were learning about this place on the other side of the world
Right,
because we were paired with them. We were a
right,
sister city and we
yeah,
were training together and we're learning about them and we're doing these things. And it
that's
just felt
cool,
like,
hey.
oh, there's a connection with somebody. My husband is sending me messages and I have to answer him. And now I can't even find my phone.
That's okay, it's probably with the ferry.
Oh, you know what I discovered yesterday? Oh, here it is. It's right in front of me. My daughter was running out of the house and she tapped her smartwatch and something beeped over on the other side of the room. And she's like, this is the best feature of my smartwatch is to find my phone. And I'm like, I wear my smartwatch and it is a watch. Pretty much that's all I
Yeah,
can do with it. So teach me how to do this.
yeah.
And I could have just used it now to find my phone, which was sitting like a foot
Oh,
away
that's
from my
funny.
nose.
Uh,
But yeah, smartwatches. I just have to answer him and tell him I'm here.
okay. Well, it's probably time for us to wrap up anyway. We went off on a few tangents. Although, while you're doing that, I have a rapid fire list of things I'm
Okay.
giving up.
Oh,
Matching Tupperware lids, fancy bras, because they always poke me.
fancy bras.
Yeah, you get
Ooh.
them sometimes and
Oh,
stuff, so
because you
much
got
space it
boobage. You
hurts,
can wear, yeah, yeah. Anyway,
right?
I gave those up. Well, I never had them, so it's fine.
Perfect lawns. I want to replace our lawn and we're going to put more lawn, like in the back with the lawn alternative thing.
Ooh, what
But,
lawn alternative are you going to use?
oh, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to convince Paul first, so I'm setting up
Ooh.
little, you know.
Okay. Okay. We'll talk.
You know.
We'll talk
Yes,
more.
we'll talk. Okay, being invited to everything, right? That's another one.
You had desires of being invited to everything?
Well, I'd like to be included, but I don't want to go.
You just want to be invited. And then you want to say no.
Yep. But I don't care now if I'm invited. Corporate buzzwords. Oh my God, they've always driven me crazy though.
Like what?
Okay,
Corporate
looking
buzzwords.
busy.
Wait. What corporate buzzwords? Like what?
Well, we'll circle back.
Oh,
At the end of the day, I really think we should surface this with the C-suite.
I'm alive to this issue.
Fuck.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm with
crazy.
you on that.
Okay, here's a good one. Being too busy. Something has shifted in my brain since we came out here. Because it was always like, I can work 16 hours a day. And now I'm like, I don't know.
No.
It's like there's a balance and I want more of the balance.
Good.
But it's very interesting. Okay, also, tiny print on menus.
Oh,
Come on, man.
Tiny
I mean,
print on
I always have
menus.
my glasses with me, so it's okay. But I see Paul squinting.
I have to get out my phone and
Oh, take a picture and then magnify it?
no, I have to turn the light on because if it's small with
right.
enough light, I can read it. But
Yep.
if there's dim light and a menu with small print, forget it. I'm just ordering, I don't know. I'll be
The
like,
special.
what's
Because
the
it's the
special?
big print.
And actually, I don't know how to read. So yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Mhm.
Okay, anyway, that's my fast take.
Wow. Okay, that's good. I'm
I
not
was thinking
prepared
about it.
because you thought about
You
it.
were busy in the garden. So to our, and we're going to come back next week with the question. We've had a couple come in, but we have to, right, we're going to do the ask us for advice.
Oh,
Next-
yes.
Next one. So we're going to do
Ask
that.
us anything, asterisk.
Anything. Yeah, asterisk. Yeah, just because you asked doesn't mean we have to answer, but we'll answer most things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, somebody might want to ask questions about your fancy bras, to be
Yeah,
fair.
well,
To be fair.
To be fair. But also, I mean, ask us for advice. I was trying to think
Yeah.
of all the things that I would ask advice on. And, sometimes the advice I ask though is like, how thin should ravioli be? Sometimes it's random. Anyway.
But this is how the matriarchy works, is the women get together, discuss things, and come up with plans, and we have advice to give, and we are older females, so we are...
Speak for yourself.
Hey, knock it off. Give that up. Give that up. I demand it.
Oh no, there was, when I was looking for like, what are the things people say, right? Because I was like, well, let me go see if I'm crazy before I pitch this topic to Roxanne. And it was like, I'm looking, and one of the ones was caring about aging, and it's like, okay, I'm never going to do the Mar-a-Lago face thing, but also, it bothers me. I keep looking for like the skin cream for your neck that's magic, but it's none of it works.
Your neck looks fine.
It doesn't. It's like, I'm like turkey neck, man. Anyway.
Oh, stop doing that. My husband does this when he's watching TV. He grabs his wattles and he pulls on them. I'm like, stop it. Just stop it. They're just gonna get worse if you keep doing that.
It is. Okay. So what are you grateful for, Roxanne?
I am grateful for happy hour because I feel a lot better now than I did when I started. I was crabby, and
you had cranky pants.
Many people will not believe this about me, but I can be crabby at times. I mean, I'm usually such a ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
But I was crabby today. It's crabby for lots of reasons, and I'm not crabby anymore. So thank you, Ruth.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
I've never seen you crabby.
Never, really.
Never.
You're not paying attention then.
Oh, actually, you've never been crabby at me.
I've never been crabby at you.
I may have witnessed a little sliver of crabbiness once in a while, but it was never targeted me. So, so at least that I know about.
You don't ask for it.
Well, sometimes what you don't know doesn't hurt you. So,
That's right. That's right.
Right?
Exactly.
So
what
I
are
am
you grateful for?
That I'm going to, after we hang up, I'm going to sit in the backyard with a glass of wine and some music. And I'm just going to sit there because Paul is still away and I don't have to do any dishes right away after anything.
Hey, question. While he's away, what have you been eating this week?
So I made that spicy pasta crazy thing from the restaurant in New York, the spicy thing. So I have a bowl of that.
Okay.
But I also made yesterday, I made mushroom mushroom truffle lasagna and
Ooh,
regular lasagna because I was thinking a bunch of stuff through. And then
okay.
I made some artichoke ricotta ravioli.
Wow.
But I made the things a bit thin. They're a little delicate. The noodles.
I mean, I take advantage of the time when Ray is away to eat what I want, but because our fridge isn't working right now, I have been, well, I went to Save On and I bought a gorgeous salad. Had that. Been eating boiled eggs. Yesterday I had hint of lime tortilla chips with medium spice salsa because Ray only
Because you
eats
can.
mild
Yep.
and medium. I'm like,
And
medium.
now you can.
There's no heat here.
Yeah.
And then I realized as I was going to bed, I'm like, I don't think I ate enough today. I think I'm
Yeah.
going to be
But that's
hungry.
part of it, right? Like
Yeah.
I froze the lasagna, but I've been eating that pasta and it's like, but the other side of that is like, I'm okay with toast.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
Like it's
Exactly.
not, I mean, I like to think about the things I'm going to make and then do I make them? No.
You know what I'm making tonight for supper?
Or what?
I've already cut them up. Is I cut up a nice, beautiful russet potato, my dogs, and I've had them soaking in cold water. I'm throwing them in the air fryer to make fries. I'm going to have fries and ketchup because ketchup doesn't go bad
No, ketchup
in the
does not.
fridge. So I can eat fries and ketchup and
Oh,
not
that's good.
poison myself.
That's right.
I have a
That's
lot of
good.
food to throw out soon.
Air fry fries are good.
Air fryer fries are amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
they're
them.
really good. You people are on a potato roll. Ha ha
Ha ha ha ha.
ha. Since I forget what, since just before you moved.
Yes, we started eating potatoes.
Yeah,
I know, but sour cream requires a working fridge, so
that's fair.
ketchup does not.
Nope, that's
Fries
true.
it is. Fries are
There you
always,
go. That's
fries are
pretty
always.
good. Your dinner might sound better than my fries close. I'd come over for fries, but you know,
Yep.
there's an ocean between us,
There's
Roxanne.
an ocean between us, Ruth. I
Yeah,
hate it.
I
I
know.
hate it. But at least we have Zoom.
We have Zoom.
So what do we
Um,
want more of?
more happy hours. And
Absolutely.
what do we want less of?
Less bullshit.
Yes, that's
Less
bullshit.
bullshit.
Okay.
All righty.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody. Thanks for being
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Talk to you
Bye.
again soon.